cause I'm a system. I'ma spend much of my wisdom. I don't need no truth serum. I'ma speak my truth, sitting in my true religions, yeah. I can't hit a man, quit
What's going on, everybody? It's Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. 12:30 kickoff. I hate these kickoffs. I'm having to leave like at 10:15 in order to get round here. It's an hour before the game now. Team sheets just come out. It's Raya in goal, Calafori, Mascara, Gabriel, and Timber in the team. Midfield is going to be Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Moreno. So Rice is on the bench, probably because obviously he's maybe the only one who played the most minutes for England. So you might see him come on in the second half. It's the right thing to do to rotate as well. Moreno's just been on fire as well. I can see him playing in this game as an advanced 8. But what I do want to say, the front three, it's nice, isn't it? Last year we had Saka, Martinelli, and Havertz up top. And Arsenal at this point right now have a completely different front three. So it's Madueke, and it's Eze and Gyökeres up front. So I wonder how different that will be today. Because remember, guys, look, these guys ain't played together. There's going to be a certain level of familiarity that needs to happen in terms of play style, understanding the system. And by all accounts, we know that they've been struggling there because of what we've seen from Gyökeres' play. Gyökeres has made the most runs. He's made over 100 sprints into the final third, which is more than any striker in the Premier League, and he's just not getting the service. The midfielders are doing a very poor job, and I wonder if that's the reason why Moreno is in there today rather than Declan Rice as well. Obviously, I said Rice was playing quite a lot, but in terms of playable and passing, Moreno's definitely a lot better at that than Declan Rice, although in terms of box-to-box, defending, tackling, recoveries, interception, Rice is way better. Although Moreno is the better at duels. So it's a little bit of a to and fro. But I'm fine with all of this because all that means to me is that Arteta's rotating. You should feel nothing of Odegaard being on the bench, Rice being on the bench, anybody being on the bench. Ben White, Mars Lewis-Skelly. You shouldn't feel a way at all because all that tells you is that Arsenal have got the strength and depth. They've got a squad which they can now choose from to go in and just ease the fitnesses of other players. And so we shouldn't be moaning about it. We shouldn't be complaining about anything like that. As far as Forest, I really don't know what to expect from them. Under Spurs, never beat Arsenal. Never beat Arsenal. So I don't know what to expect in their setup. I really don't. It's going to be something which is probably going to be very passive. He's probably going to approach the game in a very defensive manner because he's only had 2 days on the training field. I'm going for 3-0 today. Looking forward for Eze to just have a blinder in front of the home fans. Gyökeres as well. This is now his fourth game, so I'm expecting more familiarity, more with the system. Arteta trying to sort of consort all the play towards him, play to his play style, rather than doing what they've been doing, which is just really stifling him out of the game. So let's see what happens. Yo guys, there's a lot of talk about whose decision it was to sack Nuno at Nottingham Forest, and a lot of people saying Evangelos made the decision, but obviously it may have had something to do with Edu. Now look, I don't know if there's any truth in that, but what I do know is you do that 2 weeks into a season with no plan, no transfer budget or anything like that, none of it makes sense. And then to bring the person in who you have, who finished, what did he finish, 17th, 16th in the Premier League last season? That I don't call that a plan. So desperate heads there over at Nottingham Forest. And I really think today they're just going to come in and sit 10 men behind the ball. I think that that's the only strategy that they can do. In 2 days, you're not really going to be able to do that much with the squad. So, look, they're vulnerable right now, and I think that we need to put them to the sword and do what we need to do. As for Eze, how is he going to work on the left? What's the structure like? Already this season, in his limited time, Eze is second in the league in dribbles. I believe Kuna leads the league in that. But Eze is second already, and he hasn't played much football, but just goes to show you what an impact he is when he's on the field in terms of his skill set. Dribbles leading to shots, number 2 in the Premier League with 4, Eze, so looking forward to him to test the defence of Forest, which is something that Martinelli couldn't do. Martinelli, very inept at running at defenders, trying to get past them, poor vision, and so that kind of trickery is something that we've lacked. Most of our impact, as everybody knows, has always come from the right side. So how does that translate today? What does it look like now when Arsenal have a dual threat in terms of penetration, with Madueke running from the right, Eze running from the left, and then of course Gyökeres, who leads the league in runs beyond the final third. So hopefully it's going to come together at some point today. Really looking forward to how that works. Hey guys, it's Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Not a lot to unpack here. It's just exactly what I thought it would be. Mixed bag. Team hasn't played together quite a lot. You've got no Party here. You've got no Rice. You've got no Odegaard on. He went off injured after a few minutes. It's the same shoulder. It looks like it's the same shoulder there. And you've got no Saka, no Havertz, no Martinelli. So there's a lot of new faces on here playing together, and you can see missed passes. We've seen about 3 or 4 of those. And there has been good performances. Eze's looked lively on the left. Madueke has got Morata on toast on the right-hand side. 4 or 5 quality crosses from Madueke. Expect to see more of that in the second half. Still not getting Gyökeres on his favourite feet and playing at that anchor 9. And I think this is the problem overall. What we've got is a situation where Arsenal fans have been begging for a number 9 to play right on the back line and really put pressure on defenders. But Arsenal don't really play that way. The slow build-up is not conducive to that position of having an anchor man playing right on the point. I think he's going to have to take a little bit more of a Havertz role and come a bit deeper and play a part of the overloads, get more touches on the ball and be a part of the build-up play, because it just doesn't seem like it's working this way. The system doesn't really suit the mindset of a out-and-out striker who just lives on the edge of the line, just putting pressures on defenders. You're just not going to see the activity that you want to see out of a number 9 in that situation. Havertz knew that. He understood the system. Havertz dropped deep. He was part of the overloads in the midfield, part of the build-up play. The only problem with that is if we do that with Gyökeres and pull him back, then when the ball goes wide on the counter-attack and it's played in the middle, and then your striker's not on the end of it, that's where you complain. And that happened to us a lot of times last year. So, you bug it if you do, you bug it if you don't. And in this situation, having these isolation periods with Gyökeres is very frustrating, because it's by design, it's just how the system works. And in order to change it, you're going to have to change his role, which I'm not sure that everyone's going to be satisfied with. But after 4 games, that's what it seems like the issue is to me. If you want to get him more involved, you're going to have to play him at a little bit of the deeper role, have him work overloads like on the right side, like how Havertz did with Saka and Odegaard and Timber, or come into the left-hand side and help him with Eze. Either way, it's going to cost you though if the ball breaks quickly and it goes into the middle and there's no one to tap it in. There was a part on the edge where Eze had 2 guys on him on the left-hand side, managed to get the ball in the middle. Gyökeres had his run and just missed it on the near post of the left-hand side. And that's kind of what you want. That's the overall game that Gyökeres wants to play, but we don't see enough of that. But the goal, guys, from Zubimendi, man, oh wow, the goal was absolutely, what a way to introduce yourself to Arsenal Football Club. And he felt so gamey after scoring. It happened again. This time he allowed the ball to drop, then hit it on the volley, and then it went over the bar. So Arsenal at the moment only really look dangerous from set pieces, which is not what you really want. But as I said, the sheer amount of changes in the starting 11, these guys are just trying to figure it out, and we've got to be patient. Speak to you guys at full time. What's going on, Gooners? Full time, Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0, and I get my prediction correct, which is always a nice thing. Very good game today. Always talking about how that front three, who's never played together before, is going to feature. On the team, getting that synergy together. And I think overall, one can say it was a plan that worked really well. The two wingers, both guys excelling in dribbles, something that Arsenal not really had before in terms of having the ability to go past the defender. You got two guys here, Madueke, 6 dribbles completed today, Eze, 5 dribbles completed today. But what that does is it shows Arsenal's having a different level, whereas before there was a recycled, boring type of football where it just went from left to right, left to right, left to right, too much passing. Now Arsenal have options where the player on the ball can penetrate into the middle of the box, and that draws defenders towards him, which opens up space in the middle to other players. And Saka, I think Saka was average in terms of his dribbling skills. Saka's decision making and his end product is exceptional. But as a player who can go past defenders, I think he's average. He can do it, but he's not great at it. Madueke and Eze are absolutely excellent at it, and they just give you so much different options and really change games in terms of what we're doing. I do have to shout out though, guys, 4 games in the Premier League, no goals allowed in open play. The best defence in the Premier League, Arsenal is, and they showed that today. It's exceptional. You come in against Man City, which is your next game next week, and you've not even allowed a single goal in from open play. The only goal that beat us this season was a worldie at Anfield, and that just shows you the strength and depth that Arsenal have. Mosquera looked absolutely quality today. I was going to give man of the match to Madueke before Zubimendi scored his second goal, and it's well deserved, so I'm going to give it to Zubimendi. But in terms of actual gameplay, I think Madueke definitely deserves his flowers today. Unplayable on the right hand side. Morata just couldn't handle him. They gave Morata a yellow card at the end, but Madueke is untouched. And all these Arsenal fans that was moaning and complaining about them buying Madueke for 48 million, I didn't understand it. I was like, what are you guys doing? This guy, when Chelsea came here to play us, he was the only guy I was worried about. And now he's wearing an Arsenal shirt and he's absolutely giving fits to defences around the, and he's only just getting started. The Madueke guys, unbelievable for me. What an amazing game from him. Just at ease, going past defenders, just no effort, just effortless the way how he went left and right, glided past defenders. And then you've got Eze on the left-hand side doing the same thing. It's just incredible. I do want to shout out Trossard for the assist on the last goal. But Zubimendi, it's your day today. What a way to cash in your Arsenal first goal, goals plural. He scored 2 goals in 33 games last season for Real Sociedad, and already in just a few games this season, Zubimendi's already matched that. I do want to shout out Gyökeres today. Quality finish. Some people are frustrated because he's not getting enough touches. I mean, I said at half-time, you want a striker that's going to sit on the back, on the front end and tap in those goals that we just create so much of, many chances and never have anybody on the end of it. He's that guy for you. That unfortunately means he's not going to play a part in the build-up. So he's not going to get a lot of touches. There's going to be times where he's just isolated in the game, and that's what you get when you play that. Moreno, when Gyökeres went off, is a different kind of guy. He's more your Havertz type of guy who's going to come in the build-up play and play a pivotal role. But unfortunately, when the ball breaks, he's not going to be on the back end of things, and that's what you get. It's a to and fro thing. Just don't worry about him. He'll be fine. 3 goals in 4 games now, and we move on. We've got the Athletic Club in the Champions League midweek, and then City coming up next week. But Arsenal, well and truly deserved, and I get my prediction right. I'll speak to you guys later.
Maybe I've been so bad.